There's a point at the end though, they're like in an old town hall or something, and they're like, "We need to block the windows," and they move this giant, I don't even know, like, it's not like an armoire, but it's like a hutch or like something, and behind it on the wall is a painting of the ship they burned down with the 4 of them paddling away from it, and I was like, "What asshole painted that?" Like, why would they put that there? Like, I understand why they covered it up, but why would they put it there?
What's going on, everyone? It is no longer the 20th anniversary of Joel's Crappy Movies, but we are still taking a look back at the movies of Joel's Crappy Movies. So, Joe, what are we taking a look at this week?
So this week we're going 20 years back to The Fog. Not the good one, the remake. Fog is, of course, a remake of the John Carpenter 1980 classic, and this one came out in 2005 and is less so a classic. It stars Superboy himself, Tom Welling, and Maggie Grace, and Selma Blair, and is very much like a PG-13 teen horror movie of that era. One that we've talked about a bunch. We've talked about a bunch of movies like this. House of Wax, other ones. I know we were Cry Wolf a couple weeks ago. Remember that? Uh, this week it's The Fog. And I remember at the time this sort of being kind of like a fun thing. Like the original Fog's great, but still left room for like it to be different. And this one is definitely different. It's definitely, especially at the end, tries to do its own thing. Like I haven't decided if we're going to talk about it. We're going to go into spoilers or anything, but I think we kind of have to at the end. So at the end, we're going to talk about the bonkers ending spoilers to this movie. But I'll warn you before we get into it. If you don't know, The Fog is about a group of people that live on an island. I mean, it's a town. It's not like just 4 people. It's a town in a Pacific Northwest island, and fog rolls in. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. As the film opens, we're celebrating the founders of the town. These 4 men that sort of, made it come together, bought the island, grew everything from the ground up. And we're seeing their descendants a couple generations later, sort of in their daily life now. And we're reminded of it too. Like people are talking about the statue that they're putting up. He's like, "That's my grandfather." And the Selma Blair's a DJ, and she's talking on the radio, and she's like, "And this week we're celebrating blah 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 blah." And I'll say it again. He's my grandfather. And it's like, we get it. Like you're connected to this person. You're connected to that person. Whatever. So it becomes very important later on that these are the descendants, and that these are basically the targets of evil smoke that was wronged by these 4 men long ago. So these descendants are the target of the Fog, the titular Fog, which I was watching interviews of Carpenter, who directed and wrote I don't think he wrote it, but he directed the original one. And he was talking about how the Fog was a character. I think the Fog is less a character in this one, but it is certainly filled with characters, which is nice. That's great. Anyway, I don't know if I should spoil what's in the Fog, but it is evil, and the Fog comes in and is violent. It blows things up. It knocks cars off the road. It definitely can open things and
Wait, are we talking about the smoke monster from Lost?
no, 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 no. This one's this, this one's more gray. It's not a black
Okay.
smoke monster. It's no, no. I mean, that's a whole other thing. That'd be interesting. I'd love to see a movie about the smoke monster from Lost. But no, this is definitely okay. What it is the founders. It's revealed that the founders wronged a group of people in the past. That group of people were this is 100 years ago, so they were looking for a place to live. The settlers, or those 4 founders, sort of murdered them and stole their money. And they died and became ghosts and became one with the Fog. And now they travel with the Fog. And they're not just like beings in the Fog. They like are Fog themselves, or like, it's strange. They can go through pipes. They can like go through cracks in doors. One guy figures out they can't go into a freezer on a boat, so he hides in there.
Okay.
And that's great. I mean, he's very cold, but Like, how did he figure that out? I mean, I guess I would hide anywhere I could think of, but, like, he figured it out. You hide in the freezer. No, there's no callback to that, though, although there should be. Before I forget, there's one stupid kid who also figures this out, and he sees the smoke come in. He sees it kill his auntie, um, in a terrifying sink sequence. Like, do you have any fear about washing the dishes? If you don't, then don't watch The Fog, because it will certainly instill that fear inside of you. Anyway, he finds his dead auntie, and he's like, he hides in his room, and he hears the rumbling coming down the hall, and he goes like this with tape. He pulls out some tape. He pulls out the tape, and I'm like, oh, this kid gets it. Clog those holes, like make sure they can't come in. They do another scene, blah, 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 whatever. They cut back to the kid in his room. He hears the rumble. They show his face. I was like, no problem. This kid's set. He taped it shut. They show the door. It is the wackest tape job. It's just like it's nothing. Like yeah, it could just slide right by. And sure enough, it does. Like the fog can get around your sloppy tape job. But I wish I could find a picture of it. But it's one of like a few things that I really wanted to talk about that I couldn't find pictures of. Um, it was a bummer. So for the most part, it is these like unseen ghosts. You don't really see the ghosts until later in the movie, but it's basically just smog coming in and sort of like beating people up. There is one point though where it was more than just ghosts in the fog, which is kind of like it feels like we've done it literally in the fog before. So like, how are they going to change it? There's one point where a dead body sort of rises in a morgue, stands and sort of walks across the room towards this girl who doesn't see it behind her. In the
Mhm.
original movie, Jamie Lee Curtis is the girl, and they do it there too, and it's just as spooky. But as I was watching this scene, I thought to myself, oh, has the fog brought this ghost back to life? Is this the ghost of the boy? Or is this like, can the fog go into a body and reanimate it? That's a whole other thing. It's like
Yeah.
airbending, like go into his lungs and have him float across the room. That is very interesting. But like, they don't say that's what's happening, and I want to give them that sort of credit that it's that interesting that like the fog is making things move, but and the fog has proven that it can move things. It flips cars, it breaks a windows, it does things, but it also doesn't open that freezer door. So
Yeah.
is it smart enough to do that? Is it? I don't know. I don't want to dumb down these ghost pirates or pilgrims or
Maybe
whatever they were.
maybe it's a matter of dexterity, like, it can lift things, but can't, like, doesn't have opposable thumbs to grip things.
That could be. Yeah, and also like how good are they at manipulating things? I always think about like someone like we're done comic guys. We read comics, so like there are things Magneto does with his power where I was like, if I could control metal, I could remove metal through someone's like I couldn't remove Wolverine's adamantium skeleton through the pores in his skin, or I guess he ripped it out a little bit. He just kind of ripped it, but Magneto does things that are surgical, and like how does he do that? Like just because he has the power doesn't mean he's good with it. I guess he's had it his whole life, but who's he practicing on? Anyway, the fog is doing this kind of thing. Um, and you know what? It's not terrible. There's some cool stuff. I mean, it's weird. There's some great effects and there's some terrible effects. And story wise, my big issue comes down to the three names I mentioned: Tom Welling, Maggie Grace, Selma Blair. All feel like leads to this movie, but all at different times. Maggie Grace plays this character that used to live in town but has gone away and is coming back. She's a love interest Tom Welling's character who has remained a townie and is a sort of fisherman, or he hosts fishing expeditions, maybe both. Um, and Selma Blair is the DJ who doesn't care what they want her to play. Is going to play what she wants to play, which turns out to be, I mean, a couple Jamiroquai songs. Like, it's not the
There's more than
best.
one?
Yeah, she plays both the Jamiroquai songs. I mean, it's a weird time for music, so I'm not mad at her, but I'm not especially thrilled with her either. Anyway, she also happens to be the single mother to Scott State. Anyway, at times they all feel like the lead. They're all given their moments, and not just moments, but stretches. And they're giving it to the point where it's like, oh right, Tom Welling's in this movie. Like he gets his first big chunk and then disappears for a while, and it feels a little weird. But we are supposed to get to know each of them because they are all direct descendants of those founders. So it's important that we get to know everybody. But there's got to be a way to do it that feels better, feels like we're not forgetting things. I don't know. So let's get everything boils to a point, and they have to face these monsters, and it's crazy. Let's dip into the spoilers. The spoilers for the ending of this 20-year-old Fog movie that most people don't care about. And I know they don't care about it because I couldn't find pictures of the stuff I wanted to show you. At the end, the ghosts get their revenge on some of the family members, like 50% of the founders' descendants they kill. I mean, it's not bad. But then they decide not to kill the other ones, which is weird. Maybe they kill one from each family. Maybe if I went back and did the math, that'd be interesting. But it's not worth it to go back and do the math. But they're in a graveyard under an angel statue that looked visibly pregnant, which I'm not sure what that represents. But there's all these ghosts. At the lead was this old ghost, and Maggie Grace approaches the ghost, and they're sort of looking at each other. And, you're wondering, is the ghost going to kill her? Because he had just killed somebody else. He draws her in. They embrace and kiss. Camera spins around them, and suddenly she is in old-timey clothes and transparent, just like the other ghosts. Tom Welling comes. He's like, I got the car ready. We're ready to go. Are you still here? And the ghost and Maggie Grace ghost look at Tom Welling, and he's like, oh, I mean, warranted. But they seem to say that she was one of these people on the ship.
Yeah.
And was also a person, like also a descendant, or was a ghost all along, like lived her life as a person, as a human, but was a ghost the whole time. Like a fog monster who had romantic relationships with Tom Welling. Or I misunderstood the ending. That's a very real possibility too. Either way, part of me thinks it'd be interesting to go back and see if they were putting in clues. That they certainly showed flashbacks to the ship where it's like, oh, the captain's bride is a young blonde woman that kind of looks like Maggie Grace. I mean, I didn't think much about it other than she was too young for him, which she was. She was very young. But were there clues? I wonder if they're there. I'm not interested enough in this movie to go back and investigate. Is that terrible? Do I feel terrible about that? A little bit, but not that much.
Yeah.
So that's the big twist ending. And that doesn't happen in the original Fog. I went back and I watched the back half of the original Fog, and it's similar. Intergenerational ghost revenge, which I love. But the ghosts come back, and Hal Holbrook, fantastic actor, he plays the priest. He comes out with a giant gold cross, and he says, Blake, which is the old pilgrim, or the old ghost's name. He says, I have the gold my father took from you. It's this giant cross. And he gives it to him. And the ghost sort of shakes, it grabs it and shakes. And they're both holding it. And it's sort of like, it starts to glow this bright yellow. And the imagery is amazing. It's beautiful. Like it's very like practical effects. And it's so like the instant I saw it, the word that came to my head was like, this is so metal. Like that's like an album cover to like Megadeth or something. Like it's great. It was so great. It looked awesome. And it was iconic. Iconic in a way that there's not much anything in the new one that's iconic visually.
Yeah.
It's a good looking movie at parts. They certainly filmed in the real Pacific Northwest. It looked great, but there was nothing like this glowing cross that sort of blew my mind. Um, Certainly not Maggie Grace as an old ghost. Didn't do it for me. But anyway, that's The Fog. That's what that is. Phil, have you ever seen The Fog?
I have actually not seen either Fogs,
You're
uh,
fogless.
Carpenter or I am fogless. But my question was gonna be, who directed the 2005 remake?
Great question. His name was Rupert Wainwright. Uh, Big budget movie wise, this was sort of his peak. He did a movie called Stigmata with that. I think it's the
Oh,
one with Arquette, right? He did Blank Check, starring the kid from Family Ties. And then he's done a ton of music videos and Olympic coverage, which is strange.
oh,
But I was scrolling back through his stuff and I was like, oh, he did an MC Hammer video. And I instantly had respect for him. Do you know which video it was? I'll give you two guesses.
I do not.
Guess two things. Any MC Hammer song.
Is it, Too Legit to Quit? Well, I was hoping it was Too Legit to Quit, honestly, but
What other one could it be?
I mean, is Hammer Time?
No, you can't touch this. Is
Can't
the
touch
other
this?
one. Yeah. And Phil,
Yeah.
not to upset you, but he did both of those. And Pray. He did all of them. He did all like MC Hammer's like, get my guy. Like let's let's make a music video. And this was his guy. So I was very I mean, as a kid that grew up in the era where MC Hammer was Too Legit to Quit, I was very excited this guy was connected to that. But he seems to have gone into like I mean, documentary, sports documentary guy got paid in 2018, 2019 during that Olympics season. Which is I mean, if that's what he wants to do, that's great. But like this Fog remake was certainly not terrible enough that he shouldn't have gone on to direct other movies, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like so Stigmata, I wanna say was, like, late '90s,
Yeah. That sounds right.
and then The Fog was 2005, so like, I mean, that's not even that much of, like, a lineage for, like, horror movies.
That's true.
Is
Yeah.
I guess is Stigmata a horror movie? It's more of like a thriller, I guess?
No, Stigmata I think is a horror movie. Well, I don't know. She's possessed in that movie, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've not
I know
seen
she
it.
gets
Yeah.
Stigmata.
She gets it. No, yeah, she's walking around. Yes. She's fully possessed.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, he could have done more of this, but maybe he didn't want to. And maybe everything's working out fine for him. He's okay.
Maybe The Fog was his masterpiece, and he was like, "I am done with these movies."
It's a trick. I can imagine it's a tricky movie to do because it's a lot of people like being attacked by smoke that doesn't talk to you. And they're also at the same time trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Like, why is they being treated this way? There's one priest character that seems to know what's going on, but is not talking to anybody about it. Maggie Grace's character is forever reading a journal, like that's talking about what's going on. Like, but it's also told from the perspective of the winners, from the founders who murdered people and probably weren't like, tonight was the night. It went great. We got
And
all
here
the
I
booty.
murdered
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. So she's kind of putting the pieces together too. Um, so like, how do you do that? How do you represent that? There's a point at the end though, they're like in an old town hall or something. And they're like, we need to block the windows. And they move this giant, I don't even know, like, it's not like an armoire, but it's like a hutch or like something. And behind it on the wall is a painting of the ship they burned down with the four of them paddling away from it. And I was like, what asshole painted that? Like, why would they put that there? Like, I understand why they covered it up, but why would they put it there? And I swear to God, I wish I could have found a picture of that online because it was the strangest thing. But I can see the challenges of trying to juggle the narrative of this movie. Like
Mhm.
the fact that he failed is not his fault. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a big, messy thing to accomplish.
And I guess who are the writer or writers for this movie?
So this is written by Cooper Lane, John Carpenter, and Deborah Hill. Now, I think Deborah Hill and John Carpenter were the ones that created it in the 1980s. She passed in
Are they credited
2005.
as just like because they made the first one of the
Yeah,
original.
I assume that's the case. Like, they're credited as, like, character creators, like, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. Cooper Lane would have been the guy that put it together, and he is credited with writing The Fog, The Core, and
Oh,
Ruthless, a movie called Ruthless that's upcoming. But yeah, The Core. So basically the same movie as The Fog. Nope. They are super different movies. Um, but yeah. Uh, yeah, I don't think it's a slam
eh,
dunk, but it's
yeah.
okay. It's all right.
Is the core the movie where they try to drill to Earth's core to, like, restart it?
Right.
Is that
I
the
li
one?
yeah. I like to imagine that it was like, when did The Core come out? It was, 2003. Oh, so just he was having a hot couple of years. Um, but this was like, I feel like Armageddon came out and that was great, and they're like, "What's the opposite of Armageddon that we could take advantage of? We go into the Earth instead." So it's the in going in to Armageddon. It's Armageddon on the inside.
Um, I mean, that cast, though, is very, like, early aughts,
For
especially
sure.
with the Tom Welling, because I don't know that Tom Welling has done very much besides Smallville.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably pretty busy because he's in every scene of Smallville, but, like, yeah, like, he had, like, a supporting role in the Cheaper Die by a Dozen movies. He's the oldest son. Um, but this was his big, like, "I'm the star of this movie, and that's a big deal." It looks like he didn't get on a couple of, like, many more swings, like, he's in Draft Day, he's in The Choice, but yeah, guy was locked down on that CW set.
I mean, I guess it was because it was, like, 10 years, I think 10 seasons of Smallville, so, like, 2001 to, like, 2011. It's a long time.
He's good in this too. Like, he's a likable presence, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could have had like a I could see him doing this movie over and over again.
I mean, I guess it's the same thing we're talking about with, I think it was Cry Wolf with Jerry Padalecki who,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, was tied up for supernatural amount of time.
Yeah, yeah, he's like, "I guess I'm doing Supernatural forever." But yeah, that guy's got a crazy career based I mean, what they do, like 11 seasons of that? And then he just jumped over to, like, The
I feel like there's
Walker.
more. I've never seen more than 1 episode of Supernatural, but I'm pretty sure, like, it's more than 11. If I would guess any number, I would say it's like 35. I
35
know that's
sounds
not
right.
possible with
Yeah.
how seasons work, but it feels like 35. Alright, so do you own this on, Blu-ray or DVD?
No, and I don't think I've seen it since it came out. Just didn't work
Yeah.
for me. I remember at the time not thinking it was scary. Uh, and there's a good watching it this time, I was ready to not be scared. I was like, "Oh, from what I remember, this isn't scary at all, so I'm good to go." But there were a couple scenes where I was like, "Oh, that's kinda good," or "That's cool," or they're building suspense there. Um, Weird complaint, but they don't really use fog great. Like like like, a lot of it's digital and, like, there's a couple scenes where, like, they'll shut a glass door, and then someone will come in with a fog machine and be like, and you don't see him, but it's super effective the way it sort of just, hits the glass and kinda goes up. And then I was watching the original one, scenes from that, and there's scenes where, like, you can tell they just they shot a fog machine and just played it in reverse, and it's like, "Oh, the fog's going away." It's just, like, leaving the field. Uh so, I mean, like, I don't think they did as good a job in this, which seems weird. Like you'd think they
Yeah.
have maybe they were all like, we'll just do it digitally, don't worry about it." When it's right there. Just turn on a fog machine. Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe it's way more complicated than I think it is.
Yeah. Um, so I guess if somebody's looking to watch something with similar vibes to The Fog, is there something you would recommend?
I was trying to think of something very specific that was like, intergenerational ghost revenge. Like we are here to kill you because of something your parents or grandparents did. And it feels like something we see a lot, but I couldn't think of anything specific. Like, nothing really came to mind, and I was kinda bummed out to that by that. So I then started to think about the setting, because the setting is very much part of how this movie feels, that whole Pacific Northwest vibe. And instantly I thought of like The Wicker Man, which is sort of set on a lonely island, and it's very more cult heavy. But that also made me think of there's a book by Chuck Palahniuk. He wrote a book called Diary, which was about a woman going back to the island where she was from and the tortures that, you know, she endured on that island. But it had the same sort of vibe to it, like there is a secret here. Um, it was a very good book. Uh, it has been at least 20 years since I've read it, so I don't know. Maybe it's not a good book. Maybe I was just an idiot. But I bet it's a good book. I remember being haunted by it. I remember me thinking it was really spooky. So read that book, watch that movie, check out The Fog. It's not terrible. It's not great either. Check out the original Fog. That's fun. Golden Cross. So metal.
Well, as you were saying, like, as you were kind of describing the movie, I was like, "Oh, I wonder if he's gonna recommend Silent Hill as"
Bro, I thought about it. Because they did things with Fog that blew
Yeah.
minds. But you know Silent Hill better than I do. Speak to it.
Well, I mean, I've only actually only ever played the first game, um, and, like, fog kinda plays a big role in the game, mostly because, um, the limitations of the hardware at the time, so you could like they were like, "We can't make those buildings exist. It's like, it's too hardware intensive, so, like, let's just put a fog so
Sure.
that, like, you can't see very far."
Did it like look good? Was it good looking fog or was it just like
I mean,
white?
it was basically so you couldn't it was the excuse so you basically couldn't see, like, more than a few feet in front of you because like,
Yeah.
it takes hardware to, like, and memory to, like, draw all those buildings and whatnot, so they're like, just this, like, 2 feet section of a wall on your left and on your right is fine, the
You
rest is
get the
fog.
idea. You get the idea. There's a scene in Ghostbusters 2016, the Lady Ghostbusters, which I'm a supporter of. I like the Lady Ghostbusters. There's a scene where they're in Times Square and they get surrounded by ghosts and fog. And they just have a fight scene where the backdrop is basically just the fog. And it's like, you're in Times Square. Like, I know it's hard, but it's 2016. Figure it out. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's harder than I think it was, but it felt really green screen cheap. It felt like
Yeah.
it felt like they were just trying to, it was like a cop out, like they didn't want to do it. Um, and it didn't work for me. Like it took me out of the moment. But and maybe that's why people hate that movie now.
Well,
Because of that
I
one
think
thing.
I think maybe the visual effects artists were like, "I don't wanna draw the rest of Times Square. It is just fog now."
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. They're just like, we're exhausted. They're like, did you know that everybody else, every ghost in this is also digitally created? Can we pick one thing to do and focus and get it right? Yeah. Anyway, long story short, go watch Ghostbusters 2016. It's not as bad as you remember.
So do you have any parting thoughts on The Fog?
You know what? Not great. Not, but you know what? I'm not mad at it. They were doing their thing. It's if you like this kind of movie, it's certainly fine. Uh, but it's not the best. Yeah.
Alright, everyone, have you seen The Fog, either, the original or the 2005 remake? Let us know in the comments below what you thought. Um, do you know of any other intergenerational ghost stories?
Please let me know, please.
Yeah, drop us a comment. Let us know. And if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, become a subscriber, and hit that like button, and we'll catch you all on the next one.